Hi, today I'm going to use the Virtualman 32 gig image that have the latest support for Pi 4 that support the external hard drive. So I already moved everything out of my hard drive, so there's nothing in there. And I'm going to show you what it looked like, what kind of partition it have, and right now it is, I label it Western Digital Blue 2 terabyte because it's 1.81 terabyte, but when you buy it is listed as 2 terabyte. Okay, so it's not compressed or anything. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick format anyway, because just to show you how to format this. So you just go to format, and then you just select quick format and select NTFS. Okay, NTFS is supported by Linux, Raspberry Pi, and also for Windows. Okay, so you want to use NTFS. So we're gonna go ahead and format this, and then we're gonna click OK. So drive is being used. Why is it being used? Yes, I want to format. I don't think I'm copying anything. I think I already finished copying everything. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say yes. And it is format completed. Okay, then I'm gonna close it, and then I'm gonna start the program called the Win32, which came from Microsoft, not Microsoft Windows. It's called Win32 Disk Manager, and I'm just going to open this. I'm going to say yes, and I'm just going to directly burn that image to the hard drive. So let's make sure that always double check before you click burn. Make sure that you are selecting the correct hard drive before you start it. So it is 2 terabyte and it's L. The reason I label it like that, so I know exactly what it look like, and I know exactly what is the storage size. See, I label mine 4 terabyte, 5 terabyte, 8 terabyte, so I know exactly what's inside. And this one I'm using for coin ops, so that way when I take the hard drive and put it on the computer, I could play all my PC game. Okay, and here I'm gonna go ahead, make sure it's L drive. Yes, it's L. And then I'm gonna look for the image that I just recently downloaded. So I'm gonna go to my 12 terabyte, and I'm gonna burn the image of 32 gigabyte into a 2 terabyte. So I'm gonna look at the virtual image. Let me see, where is it at? Let me double click again. Oh, go to Virtualman directory, add-on, and there is the 32 gig. Okay, I wanted to pick the one that say v1.5U, sorry, because the v1.5U is the one that support the external hard drive, that you could burn the image directly to it without the SD card. So it will boot directly to a USB. And right now that feature support Pi 4 now. It support Pi 3, but this is the first time that just recently released that support Pi 4. I think it released about like a couple days ago. And so Virtualman, I was glad that he have noticed it, and he applied that new feature into his image. So this is a 1.U image. Now he already created a 128, but it just take time to upload it and everything and set it up. So he said he will get that image ready for us Thursday. So it'll be 4 days from now. So I'm gonna go ahead and burn this image. Now I burned the image to a 32 gig SD card, so I was able to copy the information over. Wow, I don't think it did copy everything over. Something is missing. Oh, because it only show image. So if I was to select all, see, show everything. That's what it look like in SD card. So let me go back. Let me cancel this. Let me click open. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Let me go back to the 32 gig. Okay, I want to grab this image that is called 1.5. Now the 4.6.1, what that number is stand for is the version of the Raspberry RetroPie. Okay, RetroPie version 4.6.1 is the latest version. Okay, and there's no ROM in it. Now the one he's doing, the 128, will have ROM in it, and you could burn directly to the hard drive like I'm doing right now. So I'm just demonstrating that I'm burning this, and then we could boot it up directly from the Raspberry Pi 4, and we could let it boot up and see if it recognizes the 2 terabyte. So I'm gonna click right, and it's asking you the physical device is corrupted. Target 2 terabyte. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Okay. So everything on the hard drive will be gone because it's writing directly to the hard drive. Alright, this is going to be taking a while, and we're just going to fast forward this, and then we're going to go to RK1up and see if it boot up okay in the cabinet that I modded. Alright, so once this is done, we're going to go over and check it out. This is a quick video. I'm using the Western Digital MyPass port Ultra, the 2 terabyte, sorry, and the burn is successful. It's in L drive, so I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. But I do notice that it's different when you burn this on the hard drive than you do on the SD card, because when I go to my PC and I do refresh, okay, let's go refresh it, refresh the PC. I don't see, see, I go click on PC again. I can't access the, like I do with SD card. I have, this is the original one, but it created like 3 partitions. So when I try to click on J, it won't let me. And when I click on K, it doesn't let me. And when I click on L, it doesn't let me either. And so I'm gonna go ahead and reject the hard drive so I could put it on the RK1up. But at the same time, I'm going to show you that when I look at that 2 terabyte, it's only showing 1 drive. So it's a little bit different. It doesn't show you the SD card. You know, when you first boot up, there's a 2 partition. You can see the fat partition, and you could look at the configuration and the command.txt file. The config.txt file and the command.txt file, you cannot see it. So what I did is I did put it on the 32 SD card and copy that information out so I could know what the information is. But I'm going to go ahead and reject this and then put it into the Raspberry Pi 4 and see how it goes. Okay, let's go to the Raspberry Pi. Okay, this is a Pi 4B. I'm going to go ahead and take the SD card, the 512 SD card out, and I'm not going to use the SD card. And if it works, I'm going to save that for something else. So right now, this is the hard drive that is plugged into the Pi 4, and I'm going to go ahead and power this up, and we're going to go to the front and check it out and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on for Pi 4 and see if it boot up from this hard drive. Okay, see, it's on, and this one does not really have a light to show that it's on, but it's definitely is on for sure. So let's go to the front and let's check it out. All right. Okay, it successfully boot up without the SD card. If you notice, even though I fast forward, I was giving you guys a finger 1. That means that I have to reboot it by myself, go to the back and reboot it. When I first time booted up, it did not see the hard drive, it just freeze. So I turned it off and turned it back on, it did not work. So I went and got the SD card, the 32 gig that I burned on this and the hard drive. Okay, so I burned on this first, but I still have the image. So I went and put this image into the Pi 4, and once I put the image in, it boot up, and then he asked me for the controller setup. So I set that up. Then after I set that up, I went to type F4 to see what is the partition on the system. So it looked like it boot up from the SD card just fine, but it did not see the hard drive. So I went and turned it off and turned it back on again. I think that was the third time. And when I did that, it boot up again, and it did not see, because I already took the SD card out, it boot up and then it rebooted by itself. And then so I was showing you a finger that it boot up by itself, give you a thumb up, meaning that it worked, and it's boot up again on the 4th time and the 5th time by itself. And now this operating system do not have no SD card and is running Pi 4. So let's go ahead, and you can see everything is 0. There's 0 game on this 32 bit that was given to us by Virtualman. So that's the step that I did. Is if you want to make it work, you burn the image on your 2 TB and also burn it on the SD card on the 32 gig, because as you could see while ago I was showing you, I couldn't see the hard drive information. So I went and just go ahead and burn it on the 32 gig and burn the image 32 gig into the system. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do F4 and see, is it using 100% of the image, or is it telling you that it's only used couple percentage? If it say only couple of percentage, that means it recognized the hard drive. If not, we're going to have to go to the option and manually increase the size. So let me go ahead and go to the option first, and in case I do need to do that. So let's go to F4, and then we're going to zoom in that corner. Okay, so we are zooming into the screen when I press F4. As you can see, it's only using 2% of usage, and it did show 1.4 TB. So that means it recognized my hard drive. But it's kind of strange, is because I thought mine was a 1.8 TB. You know, it's a 2 TB hard drive, but it only show the maximum size is 1.4. So we're going to go back and exit out from the command line, and we're going to go to the options, see if we could expand at least some more spaces to the system, and see if we could utilize the whole space. I'm not sure, maybe that's what Raspberry Pi reported. Maybe that is the maximum, so I don't know. I'm gonna go to the option right there, press A, okay, and I'm gonna go to the, let me see, I believe it's the one called raspi-config. All right, so we are going to go to advanced option setting, press A, or actually press B on this case on the keyboard. Now it say A1 expand the hard drive space. So we're going to go ahead and press move the joystick to the left, so it will select the select, and then press B button instead of A. Okay, so now the hard drive is said the boot has been resized. So you want to click B again, do OK, and we're going to go down and select finish, press B, and then yes, we're going to go ahead and reboot it. So we're going to go ahead and reboot this and see what happened. Does it actually give me all the space? Because a while ago it only showed 4.2 gigabyte, and I know I have more than 4.2. Okay, so now the system is rebooting. It's giving me a big font, which is not a good sign because it's supposed to give me a small font. Okay, so it's rebooting right now, and it's going to black again. And it probably, once it starts to give you a small font on top, and everything. That means it's booting up correctly. But right now is rebooting, is resizing my hard drive. So we're gonna see what happened. All right, it looked like the system had rebooted, and the rat is coming up. So we're gonna go ahead and let it boot up, and then we're gonna press F4, and then we're gonna see what's going on with the system, see if it utilized all the space, and then if it does, we are going to go ahead and go to the computer and start transferring file over to the hard drive. Because you have to realize there's no game in here. There's only program. There's no ROM, no nothing on this game. Everything shows 0. Okay, so we're gonna have to check it out. Okay, look like it's booting up just fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and press F4 again, and we're gonna see what is the partition now. All right, now by doing the expanding the hard drive, it rebooted twice. It showed the temperature, and now it's showing 1.8 terabyte, because in the window it was showing 1.8 terabyte when I was doing the format. So I was wondering how come it only showed 1.4 instead of 1.8, because when I was formatting I was using 1.8 terabyte, and it's available 1.8. It's only using 1% of this image, so that's good. Okay, it's only using 15 gigabyte from the program that Raspberry Pi is running on the 32 gigabyte from Virtualman. So now we're going to go to the computer, and we're going to start transferring file over, and hope everything run. All right, but this is how you do it. Okay, all right. Okay, forgot to tell you that let's go ahead and also set up the network. I forgot to tell you that we need to set up the network first before we could see it from the computer. And also at the same time, I want to see if this have the latest update, because Virtualman say that this version is already been updated to the latest version, so you shouldn't have to do anything. So that way your music background and everything will not messed up. Because whenever I did the update, the music background did get messed up. There's no background music, and there is a way to put the background music back on, but some reason it's not compatible with the Raspberry Pi 4. Because if you put the music back on by running the script, it will add the music background back on, but the problem is it will stay on. So when you play video game, you still have the background music running right side by side with the video game. So in a way, that's kind of to me, that bothers me, because when I want to play game, I just want to play game. I don't want to listen to music. Okay, so that's the reason I did not do a video on how to get the music background back. But if you get this new version, 32 gigabyte from Virtualman, it will have the latest update, and you shouldn't have to update anymore. Plus, he will be releasing the 128 gigabyte that actually have the ROM that is not in add-on. Because I tagged him and I told him that it would be nice if you give us an image that have, since we could burn the image directly to the hard drive, to the terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, USB hard drive. Can you just go ahead and give us an image, and so that, you know, because the rest of the ROM, the console are not in his add-on. The only thing that is on his add-on is like 7 different console, like PlayStation, PSP, Atom, Atomic Wave, and Napcon. We will look at it when we go there, because we don't want to copy those over, because this 32 gig don't have anything, and I already back up my my image, so I'm going to transfer that image as well with the add-on. But if you wait till Thursday to get that 128 gigabyte, you should have all the ROM that you could play with, and then you could do the add-on. Okay, so that will make it easier for you guys. And that's what he did, so I was very happy that he did that. But this is a 32 gig, and so I want to show you guys how to do this, so you guys know how. So you go to option. Okay, so based on the video that Virtualman showed us, you cannot just boot up without the SD card. Okay, you still need the SD card 32 gig image burn on it. Even though there's no ROM in here, but you still need the 32. Let me see, focus, 32 gigabyte. Okay, any 32 gigabyte is fine. This one is a old 32 HPE SD card. So you want to go ahead and put the image on this, and then you also burn the image on the 2 terabyte hard drive. Then after that, you're going to boot up both of them, plug both of them into the 3.0 port and plug this in together. Okay, once it boot up, the first time I did it, I didn't do it with this. I just tried to boot up with the hard drive. It didn't work. So I turn it off, and then I put this in, then I boot it up. And then after I boot it up, and then it start to see it. Then after it start seeing it and asked me to put in my joystick, I put in the joystick. Then I took this out, then let it reboot without the SD card, and it boot up just fine. Okay, I apologize I repeat it, but just want to emphasize that so you guys know how to do that. Now we're going to go to the network, press A, and we are going to go to Wi-Fi, set up the Wi-Fi. Okay, because if you don't set up the Wi-Fi, it's not going to communicate with the with the computer, and then you cannot transfer data into it. So we're going to go to the Wi-Fi, and we are going to connect to the Wi-Fi. Now if you have a file called Wi-Fi called Wi-Fi key file.txt, you could put that on the root prompt on the SD card, and you could get the information directly from a file instead of typing this. Like for some people, if you have a handheld game called CM3, the new one just came out, the handheld game made by Raspberry Pi CM3, and you can access the network and you wanted to transfer file to the handheld machine, you will want to do it this way. Put the information on SD card, then plug the SD card back in, and then say that get the file from here, get the information from there. Here we have a keyboard plug-in to the big machine, so we just press A, connect to the Wi-Fi, and then it's going to ask you which one. Then you select the one which is mine, Johnny. Then I'm going to type in my password. Okay. Once the password is typed in, you just wait, and it's going to give you IP address. So you just need to remember the IP address information. Okay. And once you remember the IP address information, then you could go to your computer, then you could transfer the file. So my IP address is 125. All right, we're going to use the WinSCP to connect to this machine, and then we're going to transfer the data over. At the same time, we want to check to see what version we have. So okay, I'm going to exit out. All right, get out here, and then I want to go to Virtual Pi setup. Press A. I want to see what kind of information. Okay, see that is 4.61. It's the latest version. Okay, it said the last comment was 7 days ago. Okay, so it does have the latest version, so you don't have to do anything. Okay, you don't have to go to update the script for the kernel. Let's try it. Let's go ahead and update the kernel. Let's see what version we have right now. Okay, it's still okay. I believe it's still 4.61. Yeah, it's still 4.61 up here on the top. See, it's still showing the right there on top. So nothing have changed because this is the beta release that they have put out, and I don't think they will be updating that kernel anytime soon, unless they have a big change. Okay, so we're just gonna click OK. See, it's still 4.6.1. Now it's saying the last comment was 2 days ago. Okay, so there's nothing really changed on that. All right, so let's go ahead and exit out. It does have the latest version kernel. So we are now going to connect to the PC, and then we are going to see what's going on with all the ROM, because we are going to transfer. See the ROM, that one is just something in there like Cody. So if you go down the last let's see, all game. Okay, see that all game shows 0 game. All right, there's no gaming here. Okay, so you can't test anything. So we're gonna start transferring everything over using the WinSCP, and then we should be good to go. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open this file called the WinSCP. I'll put that in the description so you guys know where to get that. All right, so the first thing you want to set up is, right now I already have a whole bunch of stuff to set up. And if it's the first time, you just type it in and it will ask you what you want to do. You want to save it. Whenever you save it, it's going to create all this information. So what I normally do is I like to put down what kind of image I'm using. Like I'm using a 60 gig Pi 4. That's the username and that is the password, you know, Raspberry. So I put that in so in the future I won't forget. So that is the for Raspberry. Like we call, it's called root. We call box root. So the password is different than the Raspberry. All right, so I'm gonna go and click on that. You know, 125, and it's the same IP address as the previous time because I'm using the same port, same cable, same Raspberry. Well, no, not same Raspberry, but a different Raspberry Pi. Yeah, it's the same Raspberry Pi. It's a 64 gig from Virtualman. So all the IP addresses is all the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and click login. Okay, I want you guys to see this because I have this problem since day one. And I asked Virtualman and he also told me the password, but it still doesn't work. So username is Pi and the password is Raspberry. It doesn't work even you use Playbox 4. So let me just demonstrate real quick. Okay, it won't log in. You type in RASPBERRY. Okay. And don't worry, Raspberry Pi doesn't time out, so you could type as many times you want. So I even try Playbox, Playbox, lowercase. It doesn't work either. And I tried the uppercase, PB. Okay, enter. It didn't work either. So it's very weird that this is happening. So the only way I could solve this problem is by reset the password. Okay, now this, let me show you something is kind of weird. Okay, let me cancel this out and minimize this, and I'll show you something kind of weird. It doesn't work with WCP, but if you type in from a folder right here, okay, I already reboot my system, so it's going to ask me to log in. So I type in Playbox, PLAYBOX 4. Press enter. Okay, well, it didn't ask me, still remember my password. I log in, okay. I'm able to see, let's see if bio, I need to transfer any bio. So bio is all there, so I don't need to transfer any bio. But the ROM is the one that everything is missing. So if you go to ROM folder, all your game, that one is going to be coming from the add-on, okay. But for example, the Atari, those supposed to be in the 512K, so there's nothing there, okay. But it's weird this will work, okay. And if I use PuTTY, let me show you, PuTTY will also work, but just the WSCP would not work, okay. So let me go ahead and let me just pick any one of them loaded. Okay, so this IP is not correct, so let me change that to 125. Okay, and then I will go ahead and click open, and it's going to ask me for username and password. Okay, so I'm going to type in Pi, and I'm going to type in Raspberry, RASPBERRY, Raspberry. Okay, enter, and it should go in just fine. No, it didn't. Okay, let's try uppercase P and B. Enter. It doesn't work either. So let's try Playbox, PLAYBOX, and they're all lowercase. Enter. Wow, does not work at all. RASPBERRY. So maybe he changed the password. I don't know. It doesn't work. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to fix that. So if you have a problem logging in with either PuTTY or with the other one, so we're gonna go to RK1UP and we're going to reset the password so we could come back here and do this correctly. All right. Okay, we're in a Virtualman's 32 gig image, which have no ROM, but it support the USB external hard drive, and it see the 2 terabyte. First time it didn't see it, it only see the 1.4 terabyte instead of 1.8, and we want that command to expand the hard drive. Now, what we need to do is fix the problem so we could transfer the data over without corrupting, because if we use a file transfer, it's not very good. So we're gonna go ahead and go to, excuse me, go to option, and we are going to, we're gonna go to raspi-config, okay? Not the retro pi, but raspi-config. Enter. Oop, A. Not the keyboard. I was pressing enter from the keyboard, but it's not. Okay. Now here say change your password and on the pi username. Okay. So we're gonna select the first one. Press use the arrow key to the right to highlight this, and then press B. Press B. Okay. Now at the very bottom very bottom of the screen is asking you to type in the password. You see that down here? At the very bottom is asking you to type a password. So we're going to type in raspberry. So lowercase RASPBERRY. Alright, we're going to type the password again. You say we type this password, so we're going to type RASPBERRY. If it's done correctly, it's going to say change password successful. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and press enter, and we could use the arrow key to arrow down, and we're going to select finish. Okay, so now the password is set. Now we know the password. We don't have to guess the password. We know the password. Okay, so we're going to go back to the now this will mess you up. Okay, this is not really my fault because the password doesn't work. I asked him in the past what's the password, and it worked, but I don't know this new version that he have, that maybe he changed it, I don't know. But raspberry didn't work, playbox didn't work, and uppercase P and B did not work, lowercase p and b didn't work. So I don't know, it didn't work. So what I have to change the password. Now here's the problem is, if you change the password, I think when you reboot it, it might put it back. I'm not sure, but your update stuff will not work no more. So if you want to go to Virtualman, like the post built script, it won't work. So let me know what is the password. If you guys are watching this video and you could get in here and you know the new password for this, let me know. Or if you run into Virtualman again on his live video, ask him, because I'm gonna definitely ask him and say, hey, Mr. Virtualman, I used the password you suggested and I can't get in. Okay, so and the PuTTY doesn't work, and WinSCP doesn't work. So what is exactly the password? You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to the computer again, and then let's go ahead and start transferring file over so we can start testing it. All right, so now we're just going to keep everything the same, and same passwords and everything. And we're just gonna go click on login. Okay, and let's see, we still asks us. Okay, so let's go ahead and type it in this time, and type in RASPBE. Did I mistype it? RASPBERRY. And we're gonna put a check on here now and click OK. All right, it go in just fine. Okay, it will ask you. For some reason, I never have this problem with my own image, but with Virtualman, apparently it asks you again to, I guess, to make sure that nobody's trying to hack your system. But once you log in, it's going to be in Home Pi. So you want to go to Raspberry Pi, you want to go to the ROM. Okay, no such file or directory error code. Error message from servers, no such file. Huh, no, we mean no such. Great. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's try. Wow. Okay, that's kind of weird. Virtualman, no. Document download. This is Pi. Let's go all the way out. Okay, I'm going to try home, Pi, Raspberry Pi. Okay, I'm gonna go to ROM again. No such directory. Wow, that's kind of weird. Maybe I need to log into Playbox 4. Combined driver. Okay, it's thinking that the driver is combined for some reason. Alright, let's get out of this program again. Let's go ahead and let's close it. Alright, let's reopen this again. I mean, it's good that we're having this problem, because then when you guys get this problem, I will know, hey, oh shoot, I shouldn't log in the same thing again. That's not what I meant. I want to log in as Pi 4 instead of IP address. Okay, so let me open this up, and I'm going to choose the one I already set up here, and I want to make sure it say Playbox 4. Okay, and then I'm going to log in. Alright, RASPBERRY. Change the storage password to this one. Okay. Alright, so now I'm in Pi, and let's go to Raspberry Pi, and let's go to ROMs. Okay, now we're seeing things. So the way he have it set up, I forgot what you call that. I forgot the name of it. He normally is Raspberry, okay, Retro Pi, but he changed it to Playbox 4. So you have to log in using Playbox 4 in order to access the ROM directory, okay? And then now you're gonna go to the directory that have the ROM, okay? So I'm gonna go to my make sure I'm going to the right one. Okay, I think I'm in the right one. It's a virtual add-on, Virtualman 1.5, and I back up the Pi directory. So I'm going to Raspberry Pi, and then I'm going to the ROM directory, and there's nothing in 3.do because that is on the add-on hard drive. So what I could do is I could select, all the folder and then just drop it here. Okay, so that will copy everything. But the problem is some of this is on my add-on hard drive. So I don't want to copy everything over. I just want to copy the one that is not in the add-on that it came with a 512. So I'm going to take all that. I don't need the RK. I don't need the 3.do because 3.do come with it. And I don't need the atomic wave. I don't need Nintendo. I don't need the Neo Geo 64. I mean Commodore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this side and make sure the one I have it on the list from the add-on, that which one that is on the add-on website, and I need to remove the one that, because otherwise you have to go back in and delete those, because you will have duplicate game list. One is, the game list is smaller, and the ones coming from the add-on, the game list is bigger. So okay, so on this side, if you look over here, I got three do that I already unchecked. Atomic Wave, Commodore 64 is number 3. Number 4 is Dreamcast. I put it in alphabet order. So I'm going to scroll down, look for Dreamcast. Uncheck that. Okay, I'm going to make this smaller so I can see what I'm doing. So Dreamcast and Naomi. So later I'm going to come over here and get the ROM from here that I download. So yeah, you have to do double work, because the 32 gig do not have any ROM in here. So I'm going to fast forward so you don't have to watch me looking for it. Okay, we got all of them selected. We're going to go ahead and drag it and drop it. Anywhere will be fine. I just don't want to drag it to a folder. That's the problem. So you want to find a file. You could drop it on a file, because if you drop it onto a folder, it's going to go inside the folder like this, for example. Okay, so I'm just going to drop it here, and then that way, and then it's going to ask me, I want to go ahead and say okay, and then the thing is going to go like that, get big. So right now I'm transferring all the 512 home console that is not in add-on, is in 512 gigabyte. So I'm putting that into the 32 gigabyte that I burned. Now it's running from a USB hard drive. So I'm gonna let this run the data, and once everything finished running, I just need to go ahead and reboot the Virtualman image, reboot it, shut it down, turn it on, and then everything should start working. So I'm going to let this file transfer, and now at the same time I'm going to go and start transferring the game set that came from the add-on. Okay, so I'm going to transfer those over. So to do that, I need to go to the correct directory, which is Virtualman add-on. So I need to go back out. You could do more than one at the same time. You don't have to, So I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to go to the I'm going to go all the way back out and go to a folder called Virtualman add-on. Okay, so I'm going to go do the three do. Okay, I could grab the ROM and just drop it in. What I'd rather do is pick that one and drop it directly here. So I'm going to scroll this over down to the bottom again and drop 3.2 to 3.2 here, this folder, and say OK. And now it's saying waiting. You could just go ahead and click play, so it will start kicking in instead of waiting for you to. So now it's connecting. It's doing the 3.2. Okay, and the next one I want to do is Atomic. So I could open this up, take that, drag it, drop it on this side, click OK. And now the next one is waiting. I'm just going to click play. Play means go ahead and do all three of them same time. Don't wait for the other one to finish. Okay, and they will continue running all three of them same time. And then I'll do the Commodore 64. Do the same thing. Copy the Commodore 64 over from my download. Drop it. Click OK. Alright, so we're gonna do those first. It's gonna take pretty much the whole whole night tonight, this evening, to finish all this transfer. It'd be great if we could transfer directly from hard drive to hard drive, but we are transferring from the network, so it's going to be slow. Okay, even though it's a direct cable plug-in, it's still going to be slow. Now, if you're using Wi-Fi, it's going to be slower. Okay, so I recommend have your Pi directly plug in, so that transfer will go faster and smoother. If you use a Wi-Fi, it's going to be slow. It's more slower than what I'm doing now. All right, so we are not going to sit here and wait for this to finish. So we're just going to let this go, and then when it finishes, then we're going to jump on the RK1UP, and we're going to look at it and see what's the end result, what it look like, and does everything run good or not. Okay, all right, later. Okay, it's going to take a long time. I want to go ahead and put this video out. Right now it's still showing all games is 0, but I'm going to go ahead and reboot it. Some of them are already completed, but some of them are not. Now the file is still transferring, but if you just do emulation reboot, it won't stop the transfer. But if you do a system reboot, then it will cause a problem. So I'm just going to do a system emulation reboot, and that will at least show us some game that actually completed, and we could test some of the game. Yeah, this one is going to probably take a day to 2 to transfer all my data from through the network directly to my the Pi that is booting up from a hard drive. Because okay, so now if I go to all game, where's my all game? Now it's showing 3,210 game. Okay, so I mean there's more. I think there's more to that. I think that's 15,000 or something. I don't remember, but yeah, there's 3,000 right now. And so let's check out some of the games, see if some of the game already finished. If it's not finished, more likely it's not going to have yeah, this one should be finished. This one only have 30 game. So let's go ahead and check this one out. So as you can see, everything seems to look good. It's working. The picture animation, it's all working. So let's go ahead and try my one of my favorite game here on Atomic Wave is the Dolphin. Okay, so let's check it out and see if it works. Press A. So that's pretty much it. That's how you do it. It just takes a long time to transfer all your data from add-on. Add-on is a very big package. It's a full set. So that I expect that to be a long time. And then on top of that, you have to transfer all the console that is not in the 32 that is in 512. Now, if you wait till Thursday, the 128 gig should include those. So you don't have to do what I did. You just download it, burn it, and then just transfer the add-on to it. And you don't have to do what I did, the extra add-on that you had to transfer from 512. Because it's going to be hard for you to transfer the 512 image over, because you don't have you want to save the money by buying you want to buy the 32 gig SD card, because the 512 it costs almost $90. So yeah, you don't want to spend that money. So I did reach out to Virtualman and ask him if he could create another image that does have ROM in it that we could use, and then plus able to connect to add-on. So he created 128 gig, which is great. That's what what we are looking for, because if you delete all the file from 512, you don't really need a 512 because it's all on the add-on, the hard drive. So it kind of really not necessary to buy a 512 SD card. So I guess I try to let him understand that. So I believe he understood what I was telling him. So he went and created a 128 image for you guys. So, and it's also support RK1UP. So that means if you do RK1UP mod like I did with a centipede like this one, you should able to have trackball and spinner working. Right now I'm still transferring my other hard drive, trying to transfer over to the new is a terabyte. Terabyte is going to take a long time to transfer. So All right, let's go ahead and demonstrate this real quick. Select star. So performance directly from hard drive, it seems to be functioning fine. The same as same as running from a SD card. So I don't see any slowdown. Oh, let's listen to the sound, see. Yeah, so the sound, everything, it seemed to be fine. So I don't see any glitching or anything. All right. So I can't go over all the game because I haven't finished transferring the file over. Like Commodore 64 is showing 640, but it's more than that. Dreamcast is more than 10. There's more coming because it takes a long time. Dreamcast is a CD image, so it takes a long time to transfer. And Naomi, same thing, you know, there's still some more coming. CD is only 24 because it is an image as a CD, but it's actually 100, you know, gaming here. And so yeah, there's more game coming, only showing 11. There's more than that on this one. Same thing with Bootup. I think it's like 300 something. It's only showing 47 right now because I don't have all of them finished yet. So it looks like it's coming over. It's just that it's not complete yet. So when it's not complete, the game list is not there. So there's no picture yet. There's no video or picture yet. So we'll wait till everything transfer over and the game list is transferred over too. So then you could see a video. So right now, if I was just to go into a game and it's not finished yet, it's not going to show any video. Now this one, for example, Dreamcast. Let's just go in there and I'm in the Dreamcast 102, but there's no video. See that? Because the game is not finished yet. So once it finished transferring over, you will see video and snapshot. Right now, it don't show nothing. I mean, those games will play. It just don't show any snapshot. Okay, so you just have to be patient to let it finish. You know, this one is not finished yet either. No picture, no snapshot, no nothing. Okay. So I just want to let you see one that is already finished, what it look like, you know, to let you know it does work with the 1.8 terabyte. All right, so hopefully this helped you guys. If you guys are wondering how you manage to make it work, that's how you do it. Okay. All right, this is a pretty much the same, similar to the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus with Motion Blue. It's the same way. You burn the image on the hard drive, then you copy the partition one, fat one, to SD card, and then you boot it up from SD card, and then you will see the hard drive. And then once you see it, you just remove the SD card, and then the hard drive will work by itself. Now what I did is you could do it that way, but then you have to change some command line.text. But if you burn the image direct, everything on the SD card using Motion Blue on SD card, and then on the hard drive, and you boot it up, and once it works, you could take the SD card. You don't have to modify any file. Okay, same thing with this one. You don't have to modify any file. The way this is set up, where if you boot up from an SD card, once you see the hard drive, you take it out, it will start working on the hard drive. Okay, it will not work by itself. If you just burn it on the hard drive, it won't boot up to the hard drive. That's what I find out. It didn't work that way. Okay, and because I already demonstrate that, so hopefully you guys I know I put that in the fast pace, but I did show that I hold an SD card and carry over and show it to you and then I press 1, 2 my finger. So hopefully that makes sense what I was trying to let you guys know. All right, thank you for watching. Hope this helped. I'll talk to you later. Bye.